All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So we're gonna get right into this video.
Explosions. Iran about to start World War III? Yeah, there were explosions. Isn't Israel and Iran about to start World War III? Yeah, there were explosions, sirens, TikToks with red filters, and now just ceasefire.
12 days. That's how long the chaos lasted. Just enough for headlines to scream, while the Genius Act slid through the Senate like butter.
Wait, they signed peace over coffee or what?
It wasn't a war. Turns out it was just another theater for people.
So while we were doom scrolling,
They passed digital dollar infrastructure, biometric ID integration, financial behavior monitoring, and no one blinked because they were too busy asking, is this World War III?
wait, didn't they say Iran's nuke sites got hit?
Yeah, and yet not a single mushroom cloud. No mushroom emoji in sight. Where's the fallout? Where's the radiation mess?
So you're saying,
I'm saying it was a distraction ritual. Controlled chaos to mask real control.
but why fake a war?
When you're distracted, you don't see what they're building behind the curtain. Because when you're scared, you obey.
And the Genius Act?
It doesn't just replace money, it replaces identity. You become a programmable user.
But people don't even know this past.
That's the point. Just like nothing ever happens. Your soul, willpower, health, and energy are drained daily while you sit in front of a screen, eat garbage, listen to lies, and argue about theatrical events. 2010, real money still existed. 2015, things got tougher, but manageable. 2020, inflation, virus, lockdowns. 2023, prices, rent, food, everything up. 2025, survival became the new normal, and no one noticed because it's happening slowly.
So what's next?
You're not walking into a future. You're sliding into a system, a biometric funnel, where freedom is an illusion with a progress bar.
So we lost and didn't even know?
Exactly. The world didn't end. It just got a new terms of service.
Bro, wasn't Israel and Iran...
Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna say this. With World War III is guaranteed to happen according to the Bible. So even if it's a distraction right now, eventually will become serious later on. Right? And we're going to also check up what this Genius Act is. Right? Because this is how these elites also it's right here. This is how the elites, before we read the AI overview, these is how the elites also pass the laws. They pass the laws without you unsuspecting things, right? So according to the AI overview, the Genius Act refers to the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act. Slovakia. A bill focused on regulating stablecoins, digital assets pegged to a fixed value like the US dollar. It aims to provide a clear legal framework for stablecoin insurance and operation, ensuring consumer protection and financial stability. The bill passed the Senate on June 17, 2025, and is currently in the House with the goal of reaching President Trump's desk for signature soon. Right. So let's get kind of let's get a summary of it. So the Genius Act establishes a framework for regulating stablecoins, which are digital assets, designed to maintain a stable value relative to the fixed amount of US dollars or other stable assets. All right, so let's break this down, and I'll try to break this down to the best that I can. So the key word right here, right, and Slovakia, hopefully other brothers do videos on this Genius Act, but it seems the key word right here is regulating stablecoins, right? So now what's going on is we're going into a framework on how, I speak as a man, but we're going to a framework that when they do this digital currency with the CHIP, they'll be able to regulate on how you spend your currency with the CHIP, right? Of course, this is what I believe it is definitely saying, but this bill definitely is about regulation. And while this was going on, we had the Iran war and Israel going on. It says Matthew chapter 24 verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? So even though we may have Iran and Israel going at it, obviously we just had this digital bill just pass, right? So we know that even with this so-called war, which will turn to a real war soon, going on, we have the C-hip that needs to come first before the conclusion of World War III, which will end with America getting nuked into oblivion, right? So, I also want to say this, right? Luke chapter 8, verse 17, for there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open, right? This is why Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai warns his prophets, right? So, even though the Genius Act, is passed, and there's rumors and rumors of war, don't be surprised once they need another distraction that the Israel and Iran war just starts up again, right? Because usually when it comes to Israel and Iran, two things happen when it comes to a ceasefire. They're usually stockpiling up their missiles just to go to war, right? Or you may even have something like this happen in the meantime where they're just passing bills while this distraction happens. Alright, so don't be surprised if you see Israel and Iran going to war and there's like 20 ceasefires or tens of ceasefires happening in the process. Either to go to war, ceasefire, go to war, ceasefire, go to war, ceasefire, right? Eventually, this will turn to a real war and will escalate and things will just spiral out of control, right? So, this is also known as, with these bills being passed, as the AI takeover. Right now, we have the infrastructure set, right? But now the control, right, needs to be set. So basically, they need to have people move away from being state ruled to being eventually federally ruled. So, and eventually, it's going to lead to the C-hip, right? Where you can't buy or sell or even participate in the system without it. So don't take the C-hip, brethren. Hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect and the elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.